It's time for the Gauntlet Grand Final. Chiefs and Out of Order with the epic rematch. Last week it went to game number 7. And I think both of them have a lot to play for.
Yeah, last week we crowned a new victor to the Gauntlet. Out of Order made their mark. That fairy tale run had been complete. It took them 2 weeks, but they got there. And they toppled the Chiefs in a reverse sweep. So for me, this is going to be a real indicator as to whether or not Out of Order can again sustain that run.
And both teams last week, they didn't really feel like they were playing their best. So now when we're seeing Chiefs, some good play come out of them against Icon, we have to see if the same can come out of Order, if they can really step up to the occasion. I think they definitely can, considering how much room they did have to grow. But Out of Order, you know, they have been looking better every single week. They went from the number 3 seed down to number 4 for a couple of weeks, visited top 2, and then took it out. So they keep really challenging their way to the top.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, really out there to think that Out of Order are the top team. They're coming in as the king of the hill. They hold the gauntlet in their hand and are looking to smite the Chiefs.
Luckily, I guess, for the Chiefs, is they've had the chance to warm up coming into this one. But for Deca and Jules, I think those are the two we're really looking to step up to be the consistent players, because we know Siki every single week, he's been playing really solidly, having a lot of effect on the play. But it's when Deca gets really confident and makes these big shots, or when Jules just randomly outspeeds and goes to this crazy pop-off, that really is what wins them games.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, I think both these two teams have a lot of individual skill in them. The question is, it's going to be what ties them together. That teamwork we've seen from Chiefs really start to come together in that game against Icon. A lot of the passing play was there.
Yep.
Even in defense, they were looking solid and confident to pass. Out of Order, haven't seen them since last week. So for them, it's about just picking up where they left off. They were looking very solid, as you said, confident players going forward. Passing play was on point as well.
Their defense was solid too. That was their saving grace, is that they were able to hold on against Chiefs and keep them to low-scoring games. That was what ended up winning them, because otherwise it's almost incredibly hard, or it really is incredibly hard to win 4 in a row without solid, consistent defense. Also, what's hard is running a tournament without the support of the community, and Daddy Dover has come in with $25 saying, let's go, and Nolski has come in with $15. So we have funded Gauntlet number 8. We're looking further and further to make some more opportunities to get some funding, and Gibbs comes in and he's subscribed with his Twitch Prime, but that doesn't matter. He's irrelevant. We've got the game, the grand finals underway, and we'll find out who the true victors of the Gauntlet are. Will it be the defending champions, Out of Order, or the 3-timers themselves, the Chiefs?
Well, the future's looking bright. Yummy, so put your sunglasses on. Let's just leave it at that, as the Chiefs now looking to get themselves off to another excellent start, though. This time in the blue, it is Out of Order, so for them, Siki was a real MVP of the last 2 weeks. He's been excellent going forward, providing a lot of outlets for them in both defense and attack. But for me, it's been Deca. He's been a real linchpin of their performance, because he really indicates the tempo of the team. Siki's been consistent, but Deca really indicates the tempo.
And speaking of that, we've seen a couple of big mistakes already from the Chiefs. So the mistouch from Kami, and then one from the Zen right there. So even though they have had the advantage in the attack, they keep letting it go. Kami again with a mistouch, and he's meant to be their most consistent player. Torsos goes wide. What is happening to the Chiefs? Sometimes this can go in your advantage. When you miss something so simple like that, all of your opposition already back off for the touch, and they don't think to come in on a play. But if they keep missing, it is going to bite them.
This is chaos at the moment. These two teams really haven't settled thus far. So the question is, who's going to be the one to settle Torsos? He has hit that double touch, but they have committed so far forward. Siki is left with an open net, and that is the Chiefs just conceding early on.
And Kami went up, and he followed all the way in the corner. They overcommitted so incredibly hard. No one back in defense, and that's as free as it can be for Siki.
As free as it can be. Chiefs find themselves on the receiving end of out of orders capitalization. Ooh, direct play from there from Zen.
Very
Actually.
good speed to take out the defender and the
Oh,
bump
no.
from Kami. Kami and Jules, the ex-teammates. And there's some definite beef here. I can smell it cooking.
There's some tainted love between the two.
Oh, no.
Would you put it that way?
It's a little bit about like our relationship, Jim.
It is back and forth. Let me tell you that. Last week, I was competing on the beard level. This week, it's gone.
Oh, no. It's a,
I know.
it's a
It
tragedy
was
in
a
its
close
own.
shave.
One apiece now. And can Chiefs clean up their play and can Out of Order start outpacing? I think they've had a slow start with you know, the lack of warm-up. When you are the grand finalists, you don't have anyone to scrim in the lead up to the matches. And that might be what's slowing them down a little bit, allowing them to get beaten to balls, but it is one apiece still, so plenty to play for.
Plenty to play for. Question is, I like asking questions, David. I know you like to highlight that. Who will be the next to break the deadlock? Will it be Chiefs, who have looked slow in this particular match? They are slow to start. Or will it be Out of Order, who at times have looked very, very, very polished, but then have followed up with some very disorganized play? So it is a real peak and trough performance from both these two teams at the moment, as Torsos looks to put that away. A lot of commitment coming out from Out of Order. They've all seemingly gone up for that ball. Thankfully, Decker gets it away and buys them some time.
That was really rough. That could have just instantly ended it right there. Kami with the shot on. Cannot afford to be so panicked in defense, because not only did it take two of them out of the play, but it used up all of their boost. Thankfully, Decker had the peace of mind to stay on the backboard. That one's rolling in. It came off the defender. Kami dunks them in at the same time. This is incredible.
Oh, he just gets a touch in there at the last second. They didn't see him coming.
He just reads the only place that they can hit it, gets in the way, and it's a little bit fortunate, but also incredibly smart.
The Kami chameleon comes and goes. This time, Jules looked to turn provider for Siki. Couldn't get that one away. Decker just keeps it in the mix, but Torsos under pressure delivers. And despite being demoed, he does buy some time. Somehow Siki runs across the backboard, keeps that one out as Jules just pushes Zen's attempt away. Chiefs looking to capitalize on a lot of pressure here that Out of Order are just eating it up.
It's starting to heat up, but all the action's at the wrong end of the pitch if you're Out of Order. It's been in their defensive half for the last minute. The pressure keeps going up, and they're getting cooked.
Ooh.
That one just beating out to the ball. 3-1 now for the Chiefs.
And there we go. Kami gets his reward. Once again, just Decker couldn't get there quickly enough. Chiefs now 3-1 up. 51 seconds to play. Out of Order have been good, but the Chiefs have come in hot in the last minute or so.
It's a crazy start. Considering the whiffs that were coming out earlier, you don't expect Chiefs to be able to pull out those plays, but they do. Kami gets the dunk as well. And Siki is the man we're looking to get forward, but not really making much of that ball. Maybe this is the day that we don't see that Siki that we truly expect. He could have single-handedly got that ball out. The pass across is nice from Zen. And the dunk, I mean the demo, really finished it off.
Yeah, it just opened things up so nicely for the Chiefs, and they're out to a 4-1 lead. Very strong performance in game number one. And, I mean, these three goals have come in the passage of about 45 seconds. So
Yeah.
that's how quickly the Chiefs can turn it on.
I mean, you even saw that against Icon. Out of Order, seems to be the same story. Kami very good at those, but just not on the right angle. That doesn't matter. Chiefs are going to take out game one. An interesting tale, considering last week it was the reverse sweep. So they took out game one last week. You can never count Out of Order out. But I think, oh wait, last week as well, I think it was a 4-1 too. Oh. And then every single game after that was 1 goal.
A little bit of history may be repeating.
Oh,
Things get tense.
Well, it's not tense yet until we see game 2.
I know, but we're just trying to build it up. We're building up slowly.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Is it happening again? It really feels like it. It really
That was
feels.
just so out of the blue.
Yeah, it was. It really feels like it could happen again, and that's the major point. Out of order. They haven't had that. This is their warm-up game now.
Yep.
This is their chance to get into it. Can they keep it close?
I mean, these are the sorts of things, the interesting stats you look for in a form guide. The match is concluded, which is good. But, I mean, yeah, last week, 4-1. Some historical value there for those of you that may believe in fate and things like that. But, I mean, I think for Chiefs now, it's about backing that up with a solid performance.
Yep.
These are the matches that they excel in, when they get themselves off to a fantastic start. Maybe last week was a blip on the radar for them because, I mean, there was you highlighted it on Twitter. It's supreme physics and how that ball did not...
Decker going backwards,
did not go
looked
in.
like he's putting it own goal. It kind of hits the top and just bounces down to hit Decker again.
But
that could have been the difference maker.
Those are the moments, though, that can turn a series.
Those are the moments as well that make you think, well, why didn't we just have more goals? Like, why weren't we winning 3-1? In that kind of fashion that they did in this last game. I mean, we saw it, the last game, they didn't look their best. They're still able to score goals, and this is classic Chiefs. Beat out one player, Torsos again, when he's up on that roof, just as quick as can be, doesn't slow down, straight to it, gets the pass across. Kami has played with him so long now that he knows that that's coming.
The thing is, too, the thing that makes him so dangerous is he's so unpredictable to his opposition, but Kami knows exactly where he's putting that ball. He's good for that pass every time. So the Chiefs, it's been Torsos who's been a real talisman in creating something for his teammates. He hasn't necessarily been the one that's put the finishing touches on the cake, the icing. He's been provider in just going forward and creating. I don't know how his car, to be honest. Last week, he was on the blue side, and he had a car that was just dead set and orange skin.
Yeah. Well, seeing some more rough touches out from out of order, but they at least get the demo to keep the attack from really finishing anything off. This is much better from Siggy. What a landing. Able to catch that ball while landing at the same time. It's good to set up the play, but the Chiefs defense just good enough for now.
Just for now. As Kami looks in field for Torsos. Zen just has a go himself. He squeezed that one through, and the upright pushes it nicely into the back of the net. Chiefs, 2 goals now, and he had to get up for that one, Zen. He had his pick of the net.
It was almost fortunate that it hit the side post and went in, because Jules looked like he thought it was going in, went up for the save, and part of that as well is that Zen got a little bit in front of the ball, had to boost back, slow himself down. It could have just been a straight goal had he been fast to it. That's a little bit about these mechanical mistakes that these guys have been making so far. Another shot on, and that is not a mechanical mistake. That is mechanical brilliance. Zen pushes up over the top of Jules. And what a rotation around that.
That is well done. Zen finds that one, squeezes it in. There's been a minute 30 played, and there's been 3 goals that have banged in from the Chiefs. And they are feeling it right now. They've certainly had a real run of form over these past couple games. And it causes Jules there to just have to play defensive, just to sit in his net. Tell you what, though, for such a key player, pivotal player last week for out of order, Siki has been somewhat quiet. Decker has also been very, very defensive in these plays. He hasn't been going forward like we've seen in previous weeks. He hasn't played that confident role that we've seen. They're getting beaten out to the ball time and time again from Chiefs.
Yeah, and Decker really should be up to that ball a lot faster, but he was caught underneath it in a real spot that he was struggling to get to, and now it's Chiefs just rolling over the top. If we thought it might be a repeat, I think this is potential proof. It is not going to be a close game 2 if this keeps up.
There we go. Zen knocks that one in. Does make it look easy. Fairly routine stuff for him as well. So finds a nice gap. Nothing order or out of order could do. And Chiefs are in session.
Chiefs making the most of this grand final. Really putting on the heat at the moment. Really showing it as well. They have a great attack coming in. And their defense, they've managed to hold out Order, but I don't think that is as impressive because Order just haven't had the chance to get onto the attack. They keep getting shot on, and then that's it, right? That's the clear. And we expect this to get pretty quickly counter-cleared, and it's really just so that Out of Order can get some boosts.
It has been in previous matches. It's plays from Decker that go forward, that create chances. You're right. They haven't had those chances against Chiefs. Chiefs have really cleaned that up. They've made sure that players like Decker and Siki have been played out of this game. They haven't had the chances. They haven't had the boost to go forward. So that really rattles your confidence.
And this is kind of the reason that Chiefs are, at the moment, the least scored against, and he's also the least shot against team in the competition, because they just try so much to stay in your opponent's half and really lock them in there. I think Out of Order are doing the same, but the problem is, by the time that they get into that half, they don't have the boost, they don't have the resources, they don't have the positioning to do it. Like right now, what is he meant to do with 0 boost? I guess Kami shows you what you're meant to do with 0 boost.
Just hang in there, just get yourself in there. But, I mean, even then, every time, Chiefs are getting something in on the challenge. It's not a clean hit. They're getting no clean hits whatsoever.
And Torsos just beat Decker to the ball right there. He was in front of it, facing the opposite direction, still gets up and beats Decker to the ball. I think Decker's, again, not having that confident game where he's just willing to go up instantly and make the play.
Well, I'm not going to write them off just yet, not in the series. This is the best of 7, and, well, last week, if you were tuned in to the Gauntlet, you would have seen Out of Order reverse sweep the Chiefs. So it's not an unfamiliar position that Out of Order find themselves in.
It's also not an unfamiliar position for the Chiefs as well. They've even 4-0'd Out of Order. It feels it's either close or one way when it comes to these guys. So for the sake of the match, we're hoping it's one of those tight ones and that Out of Order can really pick this up. But again, we're seeing, you know, a chance here for Jules. He doesn't have the resources, he just has to take a shot, and it's quite easily defended by the Chiefs.
Yeah, very clinical performance here from the Chiefs. They've really limited the chances that Out of Order have been able to afford themselves, and that shows on the scoreboard.
Yeah, 3 shots coming out from Order. That's just not enough. I mean, regardless of what you're doing, no matter how good your opportunities are, if you're not making enough of them, if you're not even getting the chance to get a shot from midfield, then you're not going to be generating anything, unfortunately. Zen having a good game there, though, hat-trick. So nice to see him really stepping up. And I think the major thing for me in this grand final is I haven't had to comment about Zen. You know, in the last match, I was like, oh, Zen's too confident, he's going in too much, or he's running back, you know, not being a part of the play. He just feels like he's involved in a rotation, and he's the new guy. That's where he should be.
Yeah, and I think coming with that is going to be a lot of attention. He's had some, and we discussed this last week actually, was that everybody was going to compare him to Drippe, but it's more so been Kami that's actually shifted into that
Drippe's role. Yeah, and
so
he's really trying to take over for Kami, you know.
Chalk
Kami
and
last season. And
Yeah.
Kami last season was very similar, playing very, I guess, fearful, letting his teammates do a lot more of the work, and it wasn't until he got to the World Championship that he really blossomed into the player he became. I think we're maybe seeing a little bit more of this from Zen as he's willing to step up now and get into a role that I think he's more comfortable with, considering his old team.
Yeah, interesting kickoff strategy, as you would put it. There's seemingly a one-sided contest on that kickoff, but Chiefs release themselves up the field now. Clearance is good. Kami gets that touch, but maybe a bit too deep. Torsos having to backpedal on that one, as he does actually shut down Jules. So chance here, just created something out of nothing for the Chiefs, and even Zen just his touch there allows the play to continue. But Out of Order, can they get something going here? Can they get that backboard working in their favour? They had numbers committed up, but they will be able to get back in time, we would presume, for Siki, who has been quiet. Maybe looking for something more. Infield pass there, dangerous. They're actually meeting the ball now, though. Not letting Chiefs have the run of play.
They knew that they could commit to that as well, and that is a quick counter-attack off the wall. Siki just in the right place at the right time. Really solid play, and what a shot too. 121 Ks.
Yeah, and I mean, that just shows that they are capable of getting goals against the Chiefs. More importantly, they strike first in this match. So there was last week's reverse sweep. It started with moments like that. They need to find a few more, and maybe, just maybe, they can find themselves in contention for the series.
It also didn't require them to be on the attack. They came out of defense. They got a big shutdown of the play. Deca very confidently intercepting, and then very quickly turning it around. So it doesn't need to just be pressure for out of order.
Well, Siki again here, if we can find something more. Another touch followed up. Can provide for out of order as Jules just looks to find the second man play for Siki. Another pass in there, but Deca not quite in tune, not quite on the same wavelength. Couldn't get there as fast.
Yeah, I think, you know, they just haven't been used to beating Chiefs to the ball. So Deca wasn't following up Jules, thinking, oh, okay, he's going to beat him here. Maybe thinking it's a 50-50 and playing for that instead.
Yeah, I guess that lack of confidence comes from being beaten out in situations like that before. Committing numbers up, then having the counter-attack fall against you. And, well, Chiefs now actually have to do a solid period of defending. They are absorbing the pressure coming out.
But Jules, he was going back. There was a beautiful pass. There was plenty of room, which I think Jules was just low on boost and wanted to replenish the stock.
Get Chiefs off the hook. And, well, actually, my mistake. Deca comes into play, and they have done well. Jules just clearing that one. Siki to Deca, who puts that one away. And that was what we've seen in previous weeks, that Siki-Deca combo.
Yep.
Normally, it's the other way around. Deca providing just an outlet for Siki to put the finishing touches on, but that is what we need to see from out of order.
And picking up the pace too. Couple of those goals, or both of those goals, involve someone just outpacing. And speaking of pace, Zen just up to that ball incredibly quickly before the defense even realized.
Just a moment. Oh. I mean, to be fair, that ball could have gone any which way of two directions. So it was a difficult one to read for out of order, but more importantly, the speed at which Chiefs were able to react to that caught out of order off guard.
2-1 now, and out of order. Still have the advantage, but they cannot let this go. Very good advantage considering that the Kami has no boost. Shot goes on, but rings wide.
Maybe time to replenish the tanks. And, well, now just a run of their own here, out of order. Jules loses that one to Zen, and Zen looking for Kami. Out of order, though, meeting that challenge quite nicely. That demo in back play just catches them short for the moment, but non-consequential to the play as Siki actually gets beaten out here. Zen looking for another touch. Torsos to Kami, and that is well saved by out of order, but they need to clear it.
All three members of out of order making a save in that play. It almost pans out. They reeled Chiefs in. Chiefs had such a good opportunity of attack, but it just didn't quite get through, and almost showed the prowess of the order counterattack.
This is what we've seen from out of order in previous weeks, that passing play, that solidarity in defense and absorbing periods of pressure against opposition. Not easy to do when you get bled of boost like you do against the Chiefs.
If any of them had double committed, they were gone.
Yeah. And that is patience, though. That's something that they lacked in previous weeks, was that patience. And that comes from experience as well. Not panicking, hitting that panic button. But Chiefs are going to continue to just pepper the net, ask more questions. They are an inquisitive bunch.
That was 2 in a row as well for Zam off that backboard, where he gets a really nice follow-up to take out the players right in front of the opponent's net. Last time he did it to 2, which is incredible. That time just 1. And he's having a really good series so far. Not quite enough from Torsos.
Deca outstretched, meets that one off the backboard. Well touched from Siki there. Does buy out of order some time. 30 seconds left. Chiefs still 1 goal behind, but can they reel it in? Can they bring it back? Because Out of Order here are doing a great job in defense, but they haven't had the attacking opportunities going forward.
Oh man, the amount of pressure for the Chiefs. They just keep piling it on, but a big touch from Siki. He just goes to the beat. It might be a goal on the counter. Takes it low, hits the side post. But they just don't have boost. I don't think they can score a goal here. And Out of Order fire back.
Torsos, well, keeps it alive for the moment. Kami is blocked though. And, well, needed to be. Otherwise, that was a goal for sure. Out of Order, they take the game.
What a crazy last 2 minutes with Chiefs just on the attack. And Out of Order, every single time you see a shot come in, they just kind of know where to challenge from. They get in the way. It's pretty close to their net, and they're willing to challenge a lot of these plays. So really shutting down that attack, it can really work out, and it obviously did in this game.
It's what was missing in that first game. They were being beaten to the ball constantly. Chiefs really had their number. They were getting a lot of uncontested shots off. And, well, Out of Order coming into their own net game. It's what we've seen from them in previous weeks. Confidence going forward, and that's built from strong challenges in defense.
And also we saw them, I guess, all get these counterattack going. They know that these pressure's not working. They can't get into attack and stay in there. And mostly it's that first step that's really getting them. But now the counterattack seem to be the way to go. Get all of Chiefs committed. Wait till that third man is in. Get a really good challenge. And then be ready after that to be immediately on the attack and just take a shot.
Yeah. And, well, I mean, I'm glad that this is a best-of-7 series where both these two teams are going to trade games, because that was the question that I had coming into the series. It's always going to be a question mark over a team that's starting to contend with the top teams, like Out of Order. Can they maintain the pace? Is it just an anomaly, or is it really them starting to come of age? And I think it is them coming of age.
You'd really have to say the favor of a long series does go to Chiefs, but in the past, Out of Order took the advantage of that long series last week. So it is every chance right now. Will it be back and forth, or will the Chiefs put themselves one game away from victory?
All will be revealed in this game as Torsos, good individual skill, is getting his team out of trouble. And again, Zen looking for something here. Just trying to lock it in as Kami will come in, searching for Torsos, but it's actually knocked forward. Thankfully, the rotation is good from Zen, just a little bit deeper and something a little bit wider from the Chiefs.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see Torsos really backed himself to win that one. It's a lot of confidence, but if you get beaten to that kind of ball, it does lead to you being on the defense. This one's on. Zen with a massive save.
How he keeps that out, I have no idea, but we've seen a few very, very desperate saves that come off in this gauntlet, certainly delivering on the defensive front.
There's always the scramble defense. Usually you want to stop the shots from coming, but Out of Order have been doing great in front of their own net, and Chiefs return in kind. Just diving. Incredible plays in the defense, and this one's in the attack. Incredible work opening up the net here from Torsos. This is the man that it just seems to be able to do it every time.
Yeah, that final touch, that just finesse that comes in, it makes it really easy to pop that one away. Zen, no mistake, he just puts that away. Chiefs go up early, 1-0, and well, I mean, Order were looking good. Out of Order were looking very, very solid. It was just that
they had a big opportunity. They had every chance to score, and it wasn't for the fact that Zen maybe even got a little lucky in the save, was able to keep them in the lead. So Out of Order definitely not out of this one.
Torsos doing the best he can with no boost. Situation does allow him to get away with it, but Chiefs, can they get some passing plays going? Zen putting in a shift, just trying to keep that ball rolling forward.
And Decker dived really quickly for that one. He's expecting the Chiefs to be up quickly, and they're adjusting their pace quite well, because Decker went up for even maybe not a great touch, just hoping to beat them or even challenge them to the play.
And Kami
Oh.
There we go. We're looking for Torsos. Can't quite find the net, though. The passing play was solid, but the result wasn't there for Chiefs, so they're looking dangerous. That's the most important thing, is the fact that Out of Order have been rattled somewhat. How they respond now has been solid. They have not let the cracks start to show. They're just keeping Chiefs at bay. If they can nab a goal here, if Jules can get something going, it would be nice, but they are going to be caught on the counter here potentially. That one just...
Oh, Decker!
Not like that.
Oh, he thought it was bouncing back, and he puts it in. Oh, where's Decker going? No. That is painful to see. It's a 2-0 for Chiefs.
Oh. Well, you win some, you lose some, and that one, unfortunately for him, didn't go the right way.
The worst part is that was Decker, you know, and I say that because he's the one that we've seen the most confidence issues from.
Silky.
This is a nice play from Zen. Just reading the roof, getting the follow-up touch. Actually, sorry, he didn't read the roof at all.
No.
Not reading the roof, accidentally going over the top of the ball, but making the most of it with the follow-up touch.
If you ask Zen, that roof came out of nowhere. Hasn't moved all game, but it came out of nowhere. He adjusts nicely, and, well, they get themselves potentially a runaway goal here. Torsos couldn't find an angle. Very, very difficult. But Zen, nice smother play.
Something that's really separated the Chiefs this game and this series compared to maybe even every other Gauntlet they've played is they're getting some really creative pass plays going. Just being able to find each other, really hit each other on the nose as well. And I guess there's two ways to prevent... Oh, okay.
That's commitment.
All right, Out of Order.
That's commitment.
Practically married to each other at this point. That is...
Oh, is that... No, I was going to say, hopefully no one's been faked out by that. But you're right, that is a long-term commitment.
Yeah,
the only thing that was missing was the vows.
As long as they signed the prenup, they're fine. And unfortunately, even though they get away with that one, doesn't look like they're getting away with this game. It's 3-0, 40 seconds left, and it might be one more for the Chiefs. Another diving save for Siki.
And they have absolutely strangled Out of Order here. They've kept them very, very limited in their opportunities, and Kami squeezes one in.
That's first degree murder, really.
There's blood on the pitch, as Yummy would say. Take that voice grab, pop it in your sizzle reels, and dear me.
4-0, 30 seconds. I'm not going to be the one to say, they can do this. Yeah. No, it's done. It's over. 3-1 as well. So I'm sure they are glad it's a best of 7.
Yeah, this is the time that best of 7 saves you, right? That reputation. Oh, you know, we reverse swept the Chiefs last time. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, the problem is it doesn't matter if it's a best of 5, a best of 7, or a best of 10 if you're triple committing and own goaling and, you know, basically giving the game away. It does not help your cause whatsoever.
Probably not. But Out of Order have been absolutely pummeled by the Chiefs there. Yes, they had some shots going forward. I actually did like what I saw from Out of Order. The problem was it just didn't yield a result. Didn't get a goal. They didn't find, or they didn't bear any fruits for their labour.
It really only existed at the very start of the game too. You know, by the time the end of it, I think by the time that Torsos cleared it down and Decker own goaled it, I think that's the moment that this game was over.
Yep.
After that, you just saw no one on Out of Order was really feeling it. And this is, I think, the true test for them. Can they bring it back this next game? Can they look like a true team again? Because they didn't for the last, 2 minutes of that game.
Will Out of Order ever return from war? That's the question.
We're in the trenches right now, 3-1 down, and they have to cause what is almost a reverse sweep. It would be if it was the best of 5.
It's bigger than a reverse sweep. It's a reverse vacuum. It's going to need something more heavy duty.
Oh, and that's not the touch you want to be able to start it as the pass comes across. 1 and 2, and Zen! A repeat of earlier. What a play. He stays in the air. The touch gets brought back to him from Kami, and he follows it up over the top of Jules.
That is dead set the exact same play that we saw earlier.
Oh, no. Well,
It's Groundhog Day.
that's the kind of play that usually sort of wins you a game. But at this point, with 3-1 up, it could win them the series. Torsos just not reading where his teammate is. That was just a freebie.
And Jules picks that cherry. Decker. I mean, that's a very standard clear.
Yeah, I mean, Torsos was like, oh, I think Torsos was trying to hard read the left touch. Because he was booking it over there, and then he's like, oh, why don't you get that forward? Yes, that's a goal.
The percentage play goes unchecked.
Oh.
And Torsos,
This is just a clown fiesta.
this is free scoring.
It's a full circus.
Well, this is like the German Bundesliga. Nobody defends. They all just attack.
This is what I was saying earlier. You know, you normally expect the cheat. And if the ball spills out like that, you have to play for the cheater. But Jules is just lazily strolling for boosting. Oh, you know, I'll come in. I'll grab that. Oh, it's a goal.
Accidentally, the whole thing. Either way now, Chiefs find themselves a handy lead. 2-1. And, I mean, it feels like an eternity has passed in this game. Reality is it's only been 58 seconds had passed, and a lot of action. And, well, a lot of traffic the way of Chiefs. We've seen already just some clumsy mistakes from both these two teams. Uncharacteristic as that ball stays out again. Somehow, Chiefs do not concede, and they actually start their own attacking play through Kami here, who is eventually denied by Decker, but I mean, they've played their get-out-of-jail-free card right then and there.
They really returned the favour from last week with Decker's save. So they get away scot-free from that one, but it was dicey for a long second there, and they're back on the attack. Out of order had the chance to clear, but it is just that. If it wasn't for Kami getting that close to where Jules is, it wouldn't have been a potential. That one's going in. Decker, brilliant save.
Decker equal to that challenge. Needed to be as well. That was a very, very difficult angle, getting it exactly right with his car. And now, trying to start something. Ooh, I think maybe. No, Jules does navigate that one. Thought it might have actually got over the top of him, but it's a lot of commitment here from out of order in terms of committing numbers to that one ball in the corner. Careful not to catch themselves out of position. As Chiefs now, the bump there. Very nearly allows Siki to get something, but the challenge is good. Out of order are actually now really starting to push the Chiefs, and this could result in a goal if they sustain this pressure.
The Chiefs have plenty of boost, and you can see what they're able to do with that. That's a no.
Sorry, you want to put that into words?
Yeah. Jules.
Forget Caveman Ben. Forget Caveman Yummy.
Why? Why that touch? He just got so scared of the challenge coming in from on high. 3-1 for the Chiefs. And the problem is that we said we needed to see a lot coming out from Jules and Decker. And when Jules makes a play like that, Decker owned goals the previous game. And Siki not even looking as consistent as usual means that Chiefs are really able to power through this one.
The thing I don't understand is from out of order's perspective, they showed that they could stand up to the challenge and take games off the Chiefs. We saw it earlier in this series, but it hasn't been consistent. That's the thing. They've really struggled with being able to put consistent Rocket League together against the Chiefs this week. They've done it before. It netted them a really good net return, actually, in a reverse sweep, but this is them not playing at the level we've seen in previous weeks.
No, and even if last week was a little bit dicey, they really put on a lot more than we saw, and we saw some great performances. Another sweet little pass into center from the defense. And it's Jules.
Yeah, the clearance.
Let's just get a magnifying glass out on Jules.
Was unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunate. That's what we're going to say. This was unfortunate passing from Jules to the wrong player.
You're instilling a sense of learned helplessness in these teams, Yummy.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Like, oh, well, this is just the way it is, I guess.
What can you do? We tried our best. And unfortunately, no, for these guys as well, you know, I think even Chiefs, to some extent, will come away from this being like, oh, we should have played better. But I know for Out of Order, each single individual mistake compounding on itself, making them feel, oh, I'm playing so bad, and then that makes you play worse, and you make a mistake and you're like, oh, that was stupid, and then you do the same thing because you're like, just not confident. No, that was almost the great goal by Decker, but it almost feels like too little too late, even if it was in.
Right now, Chiefs have the luxury of just toying with their food. They just need to watch this clock run down, and they don't really care as long as they don't concede. That's the thing for them. There's no real window of opportunity here being given to Out of Order whatsoever. As Chiefs are just happy to sit back and defend for the remainder of this game, and they've been solid. I think for them, it's about regaining that crown. And, I mean, for them, also, seeing the championship star, the Gauntlet star, on the banner of another team, that's a motivator for them. Because Torsos, he's been at the top of OCE Rocket League for the last 3 years. And he certainly wants to stamp his authority on every competition.
Well, he's done it today. Chiefs Esports Club take out the Gauntlet number 5. It's their 4th total victory, and this one was most certainly a total victory from the Chiefs. Really showing up, showing how powerful they were. The match against Icon, a close-fought battle, but they really showed their power at the end, and they used that all throughout this series as well.
Yeah, and I think that really serves as a reminder that Chiefs are still a very, very informed team. Yes, they're learning. They've got a lot of things that they need to work out. Some positioning at times has let them down, and maybe just some understanding of how their rotations need to work has potentially just got them some work to do ahead of them. But the signs are there. The signs are good. Out of Order, not a consistent performance from them today, but I think what we've seen is enough to consider them to be a team that is very much on the bubble and can do damage. I think Icon...
They're not on the bubble. They're the top two.
I think Icon need to be very, very wary of more than just the Chiefs in terms of competition.
Well, Icon right now, the undisputed number 3 team, because Out of Order are putting on the performances. We talk about, you know, Chiefs coming in with Zen and how they need to perform. Well, Out of Order, a brand new team, 3 new players. They are still putting on the performances. They are still getting into the grand final, or winning last week, which got them here. Next week, they're going to have to go up probably against Order again and really prove their position. They're going to play on Sunday as well. But Chiefs, a massive series and incredible performances all around. If you were to give someone an MVP, who would you give it to?
Oh, look, it's very, very much Torsos tonight, I think.
Yeah.
He was pretty much instrumental in everything that Chiefs were creating. And also some individual skill when they needed it. He was also a team player as well. So I think, you have to give it, from my perspective, because he had a finger in everything for the Chiefs.
Yeah, he really is that player who, when he's so involved, so when he is playing well, he really pops off. Zen getting involved too. I think it was really good from the entire team. Of course, except from, I think it was, game 1, where they just started missing everything.
Yeah.
Some really creative plays. If you guys want to make some creative plays of your own, make sure you sign up for Saturday's RLO. That is the 3v3. It's at 4 p.m. You can go to discord.gg/RLO if you want to sign up. And that's the way to get into the 2nd division, the Challenger, the Glove, and potentially make your way into the Gauntlet. Chiefs take out the victory for tonight, and they are going to be coming in for an interview. Maybe not. It seems that they're not friends with Dover. You know who they are friends with. Let's
there we go.
Stuff happened, but we are back, and Torsos is slowly being added. So is Kami. How's it going, boys?
Oh, hey.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, not bad, is it?
I was about to take a poo, and then you called me off the toilet.
I thought that was the stream, and I was like, where am I getting called from?
Well,
So we've
you are
stalled you.
on stream.
We've
yeah.
stalled you from your
Yeah.
stool.
Ah, how how's it? How was this one? It felt a little bit different from last week's match against Out of Order.
Well, definitely the warm-up helped. So we started pretty slow against Icon, but we got the comms up when we went 2-1 down. and then smooth sailing from there, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And against Icon, you know, that seemed a bit more of a back and forth series. You know, you feeling worried about them maybe coming up in league play or maybe in next week's Gauntlet at all? No?
If we were to be worried about a team, it would be them. But not worried.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you guys feel as though there are particular elements that you need to work on? Just judging on your own performances tonight, you guys are probably your own biggest critics. Is there anything that you feel as though wasn't quite working?
I think it was
Definitely.
more just it took us time to like get into it. So if we can just like start off strong in the series, we'll be fine.
Yeah, it took like 3 or 4 games to get the
There was-
comms going. So
There
I
was a
guess-
spectacular a few whiffs in the first game. You guys recovered well. Like, how were the comms during those moments?
I think we just had a laugh, and I was
Yeah.
just like, question mark.
There's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
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 You know what comes
exactly.
after question mark though? Profit.
Yeah.
True.
Congratulations again. This is 4 times out of 5. Blemish on your record though. Maybe in the future we need to introduce a way of taking stars away from other teams. If you beat
Yeah,
them
we'll have
4-0.
too many.
Oh,
That
yeah.
whole border will just be stars.
It becomes a game of rob the nest.
Well, thank you guys, and congratulations again on winning out another Gauntlet. Hope to see you guys this weekend as well in the Rocket League Oceanic Masters.
Yes,
Yeah,
the
I
Gfinity
hope we see us there as well.
Brought to you by Gfinity Australia.
Thanks for running the tournament, guys.
Yeah, thanks for the casting, lads. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
take a poo. See ya.
See. Oh, easy.
Wonder if it's sweeter in victory. That's the question.
Yeah.
Why am I doing here?
Why is he still here? Get out of here.
Hey, I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
Get out.
Where's the believe button?
Oh, poor
Thankfully-
guys. Yeah.
Thankfully, that's the only time they panic tonight.
Fast on rotations on the pitch, but can't rotate out of a phone call, unfortunately.
Oh dear. Well, it's been a fun evening. I think
It's been excellent.
we've also, as you said, funded through the community some more Gauntlet runs as well. So I think
Yeah.
that's a real testament to the support that communities been putting behind OC Rocket League. So I think that's a real positive. Every time I sit down in a seat, something the community does is always going above and beyond. So yeah, kudos to the community for stepping up each week.
Every week, yeah. Every week has been amazing. If it's not on stream, it's off stream as well. Hell, the partner thing, it couldn't have come without, I guess, the Gauntlet.
Yeah.
We've got front page support. I don't think we necessarily hit it today on the front page, but last week we were on Twitch front page. So incredible. Thank you everyone for showing up. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for the follows. We're going to be doing this again next week. Obviously, Saturday are the qualifiers, the RLO, and Sunday I'll do a stream on this channel as well for the glove. It's probably just going to be me, unless you really want to come round and
See how my
and hang
voice
out
holds up.
Sunday evening.
See how my voice holds up post Oceanic Masters.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, make sure you tune in Sunday morning at 10 a.m. AEST. The two of us will be on the desk and bring you all the best action from OCU Rocket League as well. And for now, have a great night, enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you next week.